These were all strangers. We made it work. America 2020, vote Chapo.
Remember the Battle of Winterfell, everybody? That was a team effort, too.
The second Battle of Winterfell.
What?
The second Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah, sure.
I think you're referring to the long night.
Wait a minute, are you talking about the...
Oh, shut the fuck up. Yeah, no, stop. We're a tight schedule here. We got to cut this up at 9. All right, Sunday. Unfortunately, we skipped Bill Weld and Tom Stier. Oh. We're sorry. So, would we have had a chance to ask Tom Stier a question? Matt, what would it have been?
Can I please have $10,000? That was going to be it. I was just going to keep asking him for $10,000. And then if he kept ignoring me at the very end, I would go, can I have $5,000? But unfortunately, it rained, and it wasn't worth it to get moist to talk to that guy.
Well, I wanted to ask him, so you can only run for president because you're a billionaire, right? Isn't that fucked up? As if you were just some guy, you'd be Tom Stier, the janitor who's insane and thinks he can solve all the problems.
However, for you Weld women and Stier fanatics out there, unfortunately we couldn't get them, but any Michael Bennett heads in the house? That's right. Bennett let off some steam. He's always drugged. Drunk? Well, I would say drugged because listening to Michael Bennett, I feel like he's on Quaaludes. And then I feel like he's on Quaaludes, but then I listen to him talk and I feel like I'm on Quaaludes. But not in a good way. No, wait, we have no photo of Michael Bennett.
File not found. One of us could summon the energy to lift our phones. Because what I realized while he was talking is that his entire cadence is like a fed-up vice principal who's yelling at the class for too much rowdiness. Like, look, guys, prom is a privilege. It's not a right, okay? And if you guys keep acting like this, I'm seriously going to consider canceling the whole thing.
I was the superintendent of Denver Public Schools. There's some people talking in the back right now. I need total silence. I need everyone's attention. You all learn how to do this. You're not showing Buckeye. You're not showing Buckeye pride right now.
That's Ohio.
Hawkeye. No, that's MASH.
We don't have a photo of Michael Bennett. And you were saying it was just like, look, I'm the advisor to the yearbook committee, and it would really be nice if I could just have some recognition of, all the after-school time that I've spent.
I'm the one who worked hardest on this whole thing. You guys were barely here, and I did all the layout, and I don't think it's right that I don't get a dedicated page.
I don't know what convinced this guy that he's a human being. I should not be running for president.
Virgil,
so you did get to go. Yeah, right. So we went to the fucking press scrum for Michael Bennett. I don't know what the hell the other assholes were asking, but I got to ask my follow-up to the Hickenlooper question the other day and said, Senator, I talked to Governor Hickenlooper yesterday, who you're competing with in the Colorado white guy lane. And he said you were his subordinate for many years and that voters should support him. Why should they support you instead? And boy, he got pissed at that one. And the first thing he said was, well, I don't think he used the term subordinate.
And what I love about...
He said, and we're like, no, sir, the word was, quote, daddy dom.
No, and Bennett was right. Hickenlooper did not technically use the word subordinate, but he provided the dictionary definition of that word in his response. So that was Michael Bennett, which leads us into the reason we're all here tonight. Saint Bernard, Daddy, look at that. Okay.
The motherfucking prince who was promised.
All right, guys. What I want to say about here, seeing Bernie at the Iowa State Fair and seeing him here is, I don't know if you read it, but According to the New York Times, he went to the Iowa State Fair and didn't talk to anyone.
That's a shame. I'm going to have to deduct some corn dogs from his performance.
So let's shift it to this reading series, this Bernie-related reading series. Courtesy of Sydney Ember of the New York Times. No, come on, guys. Come on. Dude, come on.
Look, she was a bridesmaid at my wedding.
What I love, I will give Sydney this. The first couple sentences of this piece are like a haiku, and they're like kind of beautiful. Bernie Sanders examined the butter cow. He power walked by the Ferris wheel. He gobbled a corn dog. He spoke to almost no one. Most presidential candidates use the 10-day Iowa State Fair to showcase their retail campaigning skills because it is one of the best opportunities to meet a wide cross-section of voters before the caucuses in February. Yeah, a wide cross-section of Slipknot fans. Oh, wait, sorry, that was Saturday. I'm sorry. Mr. Sanders' approach to the event on Sunday, stride briskly, wave occasionally, converse infrequently, underscored how he has grounded his campaign in championing ideas rather than establishing human connections.
See, if he was a real politician like Joe Biden, he would wander pantsless into the tents and ask people where his family members are because he's afraid.
I don't want to belabor this one too much, but he says, his lectern-pounding, impersonal campaign style served him well during his first presidential run, especially here in Iowa, where his near victory in the caucuses against Hillary Clinton, the former Secretary of State, transformed him into a threat for the Democratic nomination. Yet, even as his campaign seeks to project its strength in early primary states, there are signs in Iowa polls, conversations with local officials, and discussions with dozens of voters. Yeah, those local officials and dozens of voters that the Times sourced here, I'm sure were totally random. But suggesting that Mr. Sanders, 77, may be struggling to gain traction in the state that fueled his political rise.
You guys are fucking up!
Come on, guys. Come on, you could take this to heart here.
My favorite part of that article is one of the illustrative photos is a photo of Bernie, like in the press scrum in the main throughway of the Iowa State Fair, and then in the foreground are two thumbs down with the caption, "People gave Bernie a thumbs down at the State Fair."
What I will say about this is the first time I've ever seen Sanders in person or up close. And what I will say is, look, I have his soapbox speech, you've heard it before. This is what he said at the Democratic debates. This is what he said in 2016. This is basically what he's been saying for the last 30 years of his public life. But what separates him in my mind, based on his soapbox speech, is that he is the only one of these candidates who can convincingly express anger at the situation that we find ourselves in. Okay? And not only that, the one thing he did different than every other one of the candidates that I saw is that when he walked into the press scrum area, usually they're like, Des Moines Register, we get the first two questions. He walked into the press area and immediately started talking to the press. He big-dicked it so... Okay, folks, it is now... I'm sorry. You can argue against this, but you'd be using feelings rather than facts. Bernie Sanders is the most big-dicked player in American public life. He did not give the press one chance to ask him a question. He started in immediately. We have by far the most volunteers in Iowa. We have by far the most individual donors. And that is why we are going to win this state. And not only that, contra Sydney Ember in the New York Times, I conducted sort of a straw poll, an accidental straw poll, myself at the rest of the day at the Iowa State Fair. We saw Bill de Blasio after Bernie Sanders, but honestly, I don't really have much to tell you about that. Honestly, that just rule should be back in New York. The friggin' 6 train's broken. He could never be Derek Cheetah. He could never be the captain like Derek Cheetah. Get the fuck back to New York, you bum. The friggin' 6 train's broken.
You call this a friggin' pizza?
Bill de Blasio was definitely not walking here. However, after we had closed out for the day, while Bernie was speaking, someone gave me a Bernie sign, and I was carrying it around with me for the rest of the day because I'm like, yeah, I want a souvenir. I want a Bernie sign, and so I had sort of like a weird straw poll experience of walking around the Iowa State Fair holding a Bernie Sanders sign long after all of the politics stuff had ended for the entire day.